Businesses across Maine and the country are struggling to hire and retain workers.
That is especially true at pulp and paper mills in Maine, meaning many staff there often have to work mandatory overtime. But a bill in the legislature looks now to limit how much those employees can be forced to work. Here's News Center Maine's Sean Stackhouse.
At paper and pulp manufacturing plants in Maine, crews are often working long hours.
We've had 16 voluntary shifts at 24 hours and 17 forced 24s already this year.
Justin Shaw is a pipe fitter welder at the sappy Somerset mill in Skowhegan. He's been there for 15 years, and he says he often works 18-hour days.
An hour and 10 minutes home, clean, eat, spend some time with the family real quick, and then it's a 70-minute drive back in. You got roughly a 3-hour head on the pillow and turn around and do it all over again.
About an 18-hour shift and then 6 hours off and then another 12-hour shift operating heavy machinery, and that just isn't safe for anyone and it's not fair.
Senator Mike Tipping, a Democrat from Orono, says he supports a bill presented in the Labor and Housing Committee Thursday that would limit just how much overtime a paper or pulp mill employee can be required to work. If approved, it would cap mandatory overtime at 2 hours per day and require employers to give a week's notice of any forced OT.
If their mate calls out, they're contractually obligated to fulfill another half shift, so up to 18 hours.
Josh Bernier is a coating mixer and tester at the Twin Rivers Paper Company in Madawaska. He came to Augusta to testify in support of the bill, telling the committee too much overtime is not just a safety risk, it can also derail one's personal life.
If you've got dinner plans, if you've got plans with your family, if you've got plans with your kids, if you've got a funeral, if you've got a loved one who's in the hospital or whatnot, it doesn't matter, you have to stay.
However, manufacturers like the sappy Somerset mill say the bill would be detrimental to business and could lead to a halt in production, costing the company up to $100,000 in lost revenue per shift. Writing in part, when candidates apply for employment at mills like Sappy's, they are aware of the nature of work, 12-hour shifts, rotating shifts, and requirements for overtime. While this can sometimes create inconveniences for the employees, it also provides an extremely competitive benefit package and pay that is near the top of manufacturing jobs within the state. A committee work session on the proposed bill is slated to happen next week. In Augusta, Sean Stackhouse, News Center, Maine.
The bill is sponsored by Senate President Troy Jackson. It would still allow employees to work more than 2 hours of overtime per day if they choose. It would not apply to paper and pulp mills with 50 or fewer employees or if there is a safety emergency.